Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Island Fans. Another evening tonight where we get to talk EPL football. I want to thank all the fans who supported us. I see subscribers going up every day. I see another subscriber coming in, moving slowly but surely as we continue to increase the fan base. And so don't forget, like, share, and subscribe this video if you like what you see and hear, and tell others to join the Island Fans family. Good evening, fellas. How everybody doing?
Good,
No,
good.
I'm good, man.
Yeah, yeah, awesome, awesome. We have a lot to talk about, but before we get actually into the EPL preview, actually, let's talk a little bit about the Champions League. You know that happened yesterday, the day before.
Tuesday and
Actually,
Tuesday and
Wednesday.
Wednesday. Yeah.
yeah, Tuesday and Wednesday, the first game starting to play in the Champions League, and your thoughts on the last 2 days, just generally? Good football, bad football, choppy play. What are your feelings?
I'd say goals. I'd say goals. I think it's like yesterday it was 27 goals. I think I had one the
Mm,
commentator said 27 goals throughout the day. I can remember
wow.
watching, especially I was watching that Liverpool AC Milan game, and it was a good game. It was a good game. Then I watched the highlights for those other games. I thought there was some good games around on display. I don't know. I don't know if anybody else saw it. I don't know what happened in the Atletico Madrid Porto game. I don't know
Mm,
why Porto's goal later on was disallowed.
mm,
So if anybody
I
else saw
didn't see
that.
it. The only thing I
okay.
saw from that game was when Griezmann got booed.
Wow. By who?
Atletico Madrid fans.
Tell you what, the
Well,
Spanish people, boy, they don't play. What I thought was fascinating was the amount of red cards in the match day. Sevilla game had a red card. Man United game had a red card. The Leo Wolfsburg game had a red card. The Real Atlanta game had a red card. The Porto game had a red card. The Man City game had a red card. It's a lot of red cards in
well,
one match day.
that Sevilla game had now four penalties.
Yep.
Yeah.
hmm
Yeah.
It's crazy, you know. So I
But I
mean,
think
go ahead.
that's due to the fact that I think UEFA carrying over the thing from the Euros where they're trying to stamp out on certain challenges.
Oh, okay. So I now jumping to that with the Man United game, man, and the last Young Boys 2-1 started out with Cristiano scoring a goal. As a United fan, what are your thoughts on that game?
Um, they started well. I think they should have, when they were up, they should have scored more than one goal. Even
Hmm.
when they got down a man, Ronaldo had a 1v1 and tripped on oxygen. Um, but
Yeah.
Oh,
after that, Bruno, I don't know what happened to Bruno, but he just every time he got the ball, he tried some fancy flick and lost the ball. So I agree with him getting subbed,
Hmm.
but I wouldn't have brought on Matic or Lingard because I wouldn't have set up. Well, if I was going to bring on Matic, it would have been for Fred,
Mm.
but I would have at least liked to have had some sort of attacking option rather than just park the bus and try to hope you get a point.
Mm. Okay. All right. Um, yeah. So basically, I agree with you. I disagree with you. From a Man United perspective, I remember I told the guys in the chat that I agree with the Matic sub. I think it should happen at halftime. I agree with the Cristiano sub. He wasn't going to do the running needed. I don't think he should have took off Donny though, um, at all. I think he should have, put on somebody to do running, maybe Martial, which makes it sound like a contradiction, but
Yeah,
Martial don't do any
I know.
running.
I don't know
But
where y'all
still,
get
though,
this story from that Marshall done the running, but it's safe.
okay, all right. But literally, man, when he came on the field, he still did no running. I
Okay,
mean,
yeah,
literally.
uh-huh. All right.
All right, I'm
Okay.
just saying, bro. But I do understand the point, though. I mean, I was more concerned about the fact that you're playing young boys. Yes, you're man down, but unlike City, when they go man down, they still play their game, and I think he has to come down to Ali. Why is it that your team weren't able with Bruno and Pogba in the midfield? They weren't able to keep the ball. They couldn't
But
keep the ball.
to be fair though, young boys were on their game that day, so you
They
have to
were.
give them that, some sort of credit. Even 11 versus 11, they were still getting the chances. Elliot was still twisting, turning Maguire, but that's expected. Um,
Well, well,
hold on.
well, well. To be fair,
No,
though,
no,
to be fair.
I
Oh, okay, okay. Well, Memphis is gonna come back in second game. But what you guys think? I remember on this show we talked about the fact that we talked about tackles. We talked about the whole Xhaka thing, and we had a very heated discussion about tackles in general. And I see a lot of the fans in. Maybe you guys can give your opinions on all of it. But basically, then, um, why we said, actually, I remember saying this, that, and I asked you guys this, that Wan Bissaka always tends to do the perfect tackle. They call him Spider for a reason. That he whips in that foot, and he grabs that ball. But then eventually he's gonna make that one tackle that's gonna end up in a red card. And so said, so done. When you look at the actual tackle, he ended up on a man ankle. I don't think it was intentional. It wasn't like he planned to stamp on his ankle. I think he was going for the ball, mistimed it. Do you think it was worth a red? And again, go back to my original question, the second question. What is Wan Bissaka to do now? What are defenders to do now when it comes to tackling?
Don't step on people's ankles.
Well,
Just
how?
Simple.
try,
How do you?
try. Like when you play
Get the
certain
ball.
games, like 2K and so on, you have to get the arrow
Mm,
in that green area or on
yeah,
FIFA the timing. Yeah, that's the one
yeah.
sucker need to do next time.
So you
He
say,
got it.
well, not
He got
just
it slightly in the yellow, not the green. He got it in the yellow.
okay. So then you're saying just improve your tackling then. So either you're gonna
Yeah,
do
I
it
think.
right or don't do it at all.
Yeah, I think in those
Yeah.
kind of challenges, it's not really an intent to go in and hurt the player. It just always happen who reaches the ball first, and in that case, the player reaches it first. And one the tackle was just kind of late, late. Then it just unfortunate situation for him.
Yeah, yeah.
What
So
I
I
what
mean,
I was
again,
thinking
yeah.
is
Mhm.
good, Josh. Go ahead,
No,
go ahead,
no,
go ahead.
you were saying. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say it's consistency, man, because you would see. I think that was a similar thing happen. I remember I was talking to y'all about it was last week Saturday. I think Rodri made a tackle on Tielemans, and it's the
Mm,
same kind of action. Got the man's ankle, and he didn't get a red card. Champions League, Premier League, whatever league it is, all I need to see is
yeah,
consistency. And even go back to the game on Monday Monday? Yeah, between Everton Burnley. And I'm looking at that and I'm see Tarkovsky, the same ref that gave Shaka the red card.
yeah,
See
yeah,
Tarkovsky running pan William, whoever he
yeah. I
did.
saw the tackle.
And
Yeah,
nothing, and Richarlison, and nothing for it.
yeah.
No, that's a
That's what
good
I'm
tackle
saying.
for me.
It
That's a good
is,
tackle for me, but I just
but
don't see the difference. I don't see the difference in many of these challenges, like the ones I cited with Rodri and
mhm.
Tielemans, and even yesterday, the one for one Bissaka on Tuesday. Sorry,
I agree
I
with you,
just don't
Shaq.
see it.
Because I would not give Wan-Bissaka a red card. You could clearly see that he was going for the ball.
You
I would,
wouldn't,
I
that's a red.
wouldn't. No, I understand why he gave a red, and a red is fair. But for
right?
me, I'm not gonna deny the fact it's red. When I heard it, put it this way, let me tell you why I'm thinking that I could see why a ref wouldn't give him. Y'all can still hear me, right?
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see why a ref wouldn't give him a red. I can see why. Because when I didn't see the tackle because I was streaming it and then the stream cut out, and then just when that happened, when I came back, I was like, oh man, I missed it. Remember Saka's off the field. But then I read on my phone that he stamped on the man's leg. Now, when I think stamp on somebody's leg, my mind immediately goes back to that moment. I don't remember. Just remember. Remember when Zlatan and that dude, I forget which defender, had that drama.
Mings.
Mings,
Oh, yeah.
yes. And I think it was Mings step on Zlatan head, and then Zlatan come back
Hmm.
and elbow in the face and so forth. Anyway, when I think stamp, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, Wan-Bissaka don't have the kind of personality. He's so quiet. He's not a Xhaka then, no offense. To go in and just stamp on somebody tackle, to make Shaq's earlier point about reputation. So when I heard he stamp on him, you wonder if some fight did happen and he go over and just ram, retaliation. But when I find out he was going in for a tackle and he mistimed it, I'm like, so I have to see over the tackle and I realize, okay, yeah, I see that. But does intent, here's my question, does intent play any factor in a red card?
Well,
Because
perceived intent, because that's all what the referee can go off of. I think in basketball, for a flagrant foul, they talk about the wind up. If there was a wind up before, I guess if you can look at the how much aggression the players running into the challenging, then you can say, okay, whoa, this looks premeditated.
mm,
I guess that's
mm.
all what a referee can think in his mind, that if it looks premeditated, or if it's a reaction from an earlier challenge that the referee referee may not have called, then I guess it's something like that the referee could go off of. But I
So,
don't think I think it's unfair to
uh-huh.
ask the referee to measure someone's intent.
But isn't that what happened to Xhaka? I'm saying if it happens in the negative, why can't it happen in the positive? Maybe more you could chime in on this, rest you guys chime in on this, because I'm thinking if Xhaka is being punished for his reputation, why can't players who don't get red cards be rewarded for when they make a mistake? Why can't the reverse happen as well too? I go a whole season never getting a red card. I'm not a violent player. Isn't the same thing happening in car insurance companies? You get rewarded when you don't get into accidents, and you get your premiums go up when you get into more accidents. So I mean, I know getting red cards. I barely get yellows. I pick up the player afterwards. I be nice. I miss time one tackle. The player is fine, no foot broken, and I get a red. I mean, I just I'm just looking at them both sides of the coin.
Well, I mean, well, for me,
Uh-huh.
man, I really can't see. I really do can't. I think it'll be hard. I think it'll be
Mm.
hard. I think it'll be hard to judge the intent of the player in that way. Because look, yes, a player is not known as a dirty player. That's why I want the referees to simplify the game. Maybe me like a slow. Referee,
Okay.
simplify the game for me. If you're going to that type of challenge, if you're going to give
Yeah.
it for one, just give it for all, and we don't have this discussion
Okay.
about
All right.
intent and all that. If you're not
Solid
going to do
point.
it, then you need to tell me now. Okay, this is what
Mm-hmm.
we saw. Right, go back to, I think we said this maybe last season. I think the referee
Mm-hmm.
needs to have a press conference. Referees
Yeah.
need to come and talk to us.
That's a good point. That's a good point, Shaq. More Memphis. Let me get to you. You saw the title of the video, fans, of course. If you remind yourself, it's Ollie out in the beginning. You're Ollie outer, and do you think that Ollie's on his last days, or could be with these performances?
Um, in terms of last days, I wouldn't say that he's on his last days. I'd say maybe like close to the end of the season. If he hasn't won anything, then that would most likely be his last days. But for right now, I mean, we scored 4 goals versus Newcastle, and we still didn't play good. Just
Mm-hmm.
that Tuesday, we were a bit more unlucky. If
Mm-hmm.
you get what I'm saying, like the guy got a lucky little toe poke in front of Varane.
He did.
Lingard
He
back
really did.
pass.
Good run, though. Yeah. So, do you think Ollie's
And
incompetent as a manager?
I wouldn't say incompetent, just that sometimes, because sometimes he makes some good subs, sometimes he makes some questionable subs. So I think he's a bit hit or miss when it comes to substitutions.
Moy, what about you? Your Man City fan. Is he a incompetent manager? Is he incapable of managing Man United?
I don't really think so. It's just that there's the pressure of Man United and plus the players that have came in, and especially the likes of Cristiano at a work, one of the goats in football. That
Hmm.
we're going to expect a lot from him, and we expect him to produce week in week out, and Manchester United knowing that their legacy, we expect them to be winning every game at least, and those kind of things. But I'm a big fan of Ollie now because Ollie
Hmm.
gave me a nice birthday present, so I have to say thank you.
Oh yes, yes. Fans, it was Moy's birthday yesterday. All right, he turned 35. So we're so happy with
Right,
him, you
said,
know.
man, here to
And
go up in
and,
which
and we
Give us
see
from the
Um,
last show, Memphis.
you said
yeah,
the
yeah.
man
But
said 30 last show.
one quick thing
go
there.
ahead.
I think this game could be said because I remember when Shaq and Joe was having the conversation between the manager and the players, who to
Hmm.
blame. I think looking at this game, you could see the blame could be put both on the manager and the players because
Hmm.
I mean you could question all his subs about you know how early he made them subbing off
Hmm.
Ronaldo and the game is not won as yet. And the same time, you see that it was Lingard's fault that cost them the game
Brilliant
from the
point.
back pass.
Brilliant point.
So
Brilliant point. Yeah.
that's just a spot on right there. Do you see that
Spot
it
on
goes both ways
example.
at times?
As Shaq say,
I'm ahead,
he can't be
I'm
in
ahead of the
Lingard
curve.
head. He can't be in Lingard head for tell Lingard
Yep.
pass the ball properly to the keeper. When actually the exact same thing happened in the Chelsea Aston Villa game. If you all remember with
Right,
Kovacic,
right. With me,
exact same thing
right.
happened. You know, you can't tell a man. You're supposed to know this from since little man football. You know, pass the ball back properly. Akani's here saying, just last show, man was getting praise about how much improvement he's been showing. Now he lose a game and it's hashtag Ollie out.
You
Good
check
point, boy.
them are
Good point.
fake now.
Yeah, a lot of fake United fans out there. You know, I'm personally Ollie in, but there's a lot of Ollie outers out there. All right, let's move the games though. We see Chelsea Zenit. You know, Lukaku coming up with a brilliant number 9 type goal. You know, it was a nice
Yeah.
whipped in cross. He wasn't even from the side too, but more of a down the middle from Aspilicueta, and he rose between two defenders, placed it there. I mean, I think it's by now. When can we? At what point, guys, can we put Lukaku in the world class category, or is he already there?
No, 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 no,
World
no, no,
class.
no. You jump with the gun.
Once again
It-
with that cup, there's two. I say we have two definition of world
Definitions of
class.
world
Yeah,
class.
a
If
world
Kane
class
is
is
world class,
form.
Lukaku is world class.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
it's I think
No,
it's form
no.
world class, and then
Yes.
this world other world class.
Okay, I'll put it there with this one then. All right, as we said that if we put Miss Messi and Cristiano in a different category, all right, and we're just dealing with the rest of the
Right.
humans, okay,
Then we
is
have to deal
Lukaku?
with. Then we have to put
Go ahead.
Lewandowski.
Uh huh.
Mm-hmm.
So put it this way: based on what
Lewandowski,
Lukaku has done,
Kane, Aubameyang.
No, no,
Lukaku.
we're not gonna downplay Lukaku like that. Okay.
That's
Lukaku
my
is better than
question.
Kane.
Is
But this man did
Lukaku
that like KDB.
is
What's going on?
Lukaku better than Kane? Is Lukaku better than Lewandowski? Is
He's
he
not
up
better than
there?
Lewandowski, but he's up there. He's better than Kane and so.
He's one of the
Okay.
He
top
better than
strikers
Kane
at
and
the
so.
moment.
Okay. All right. You hear that, fans? Let us know what
Wow.
you think. I can't hear
Look,
saying Lukaku is level below world class right now. At least right now.
hmm,
All right. That's that, fans. Let us know what you think. At what level is Lukaku? Is he above Lewandowski? Is he level with Lewandowski? Is he higher than Kane? Is he lower than Kane? Let us know what you think. Let's
for
join the
me
building,
personally,
fans.
for me
Join the
personally,
building.
dear Josh,
Mhm.
you can hear me?
Yeah, man. Go ahead.
Right. For me personally, Lukaku, he's always known as a goal scorer. He's always known as a goal scorer. I wouldn't say he's better than Kane. I think if it's one thing, I don't think we can say he's better than Kane. Maybe he's not below Kane, but surely not better. He'll be on the same level.
Okay.
Surely not
Joe, what you
better.
think? Joe, what you think? Putting aside your North London bias, is Kane equal to Lukaku?
I mean, I think, like Shaq said, Lukaku is known as a goal scorer. However, Lukaku is also known for having a heavy touch and missing the goal that you really need him to score.
And, and taking a lot of chances. Yeah.
Yeah, you
Mm,
I
understand?
know
But
Kane is known for not being in the game at all.
yeah, however, as good as we rate Harry Kane, statistics also show that Harry Kane tends to disappear quite often in big games. So for me personally, I'd put the two of them in the same place. And we're talking about GOAT striker. We're talking about Lewandowski. That's it.
mm. Okay, I'm gonna be devil's advocate, for just a brief minute here. We y'all we I think Lewandowski should win the Ballon d'Or 2 seasons now. All right, I really do think so. However, at the same time, he has been on a world class team there over at Bayern, getting frequent service, scoring goals, creating assists. Y'all really think that if you put Kane or you put Lukaku in that team, that it'd be less or it'd just be equal?
I think if you put Lukaku, it'd be the same. If you put Kane, it'd be less.
Okay, all
Brother,
right.
the level of disrespect. The level of disrespect here.
Okay. That's why I asked it, because I mean, could Bayern be making Lewandowski look better than the other two? Because Bayern is so much better than the other two teams.
No, but
Just a
Lewandowski was doing that
question.
at Dortmund. How many players, score 4 goals against Real Madrid?
Well,
Right. And this is what
that
I'm
was
saying.
one game.
This is what I'm saying. Like
That
when I
was one
watch
game.
Lewan just knows where to be in the box. He knows where to be. I don't think that those other two strikers have that quality of just knowing how to be in the box. Lukaku is more of a power striker. Kane
Rashad,
is more of a centre forward.
how do
Go ahead.
you explain Lukaku's how do you explain Lukaku's his goal scoring record from since he was a teenager to now? He scored a ton of goals. In fact, you could
Right.
even dare say that his goal scoring record is better than Lewandowski and Kane when you consider the breadth of his career.
Right, he scored some goals, but I'm not saying that he doesn't score goals. I'm saying the type of goals Lewandowski scores is really, it's just instinct and know-how. Lukaku's a different type of striker who can still get goals. That type of striker can still get goals as well.
Yeah,
But then when you look at Lewandowski, I think he's just, when I watch the games and see him playing, it's just the knack to know, okay, jump now, make this little move here. Or no, Lewandowski's so bad, right? Lewandowski can anticipate balls coming off of the post and then getting in the right spot, just put it in.
Yeah, he can.
No, that's facts. Lewandowski's ability to be in the right position at the right time is ridiculous, and that's what I said, yo. When we talk about, okay, would he perform the same way in the Premier League? That's the one player that I feel would come to the Premier League and do just as good. Honestly speaking, because
at Crystal Palace.
Listen,
he would never go there. But I'm making the point.
Exactly, he would go to Crystal Palace. I mean, come on, but that is not a fair point, Josh, because we know a top player like Lewandowski is not going to come to the Premier League to go to Crystal Palace.
He's not.
But it's not just him. It's about the players around him too, John.
And that's my question. My question is that could some players look better because of the players around them and not simply because of their own individual talent? So I'm saying that,
okay,
this is why I brought to Joe last time. Joe and I, so aptly discussed this, where I was saying, what happened then to Shevchenko? You cannot tell me that when he left AC Milan, he was not considered at the time a world-class striker. So why didn't he succeed at Chelsea? Why didn't he succeed at Chelsea? It had to come down to the fact that the team was not designed for him. So could it be possible that are you telling me that there's no team in the world?
And because Chelsea cursed.
But Drogba succeeded at the same time they were there, though. So my question then is,
the only striker to really succeed there. And
when you really think about it.
So what is that point?
Other than Diego Costa, Drogba was only the real striker to be successful at Chelsea. This is Lukaku's second stint now here at Chelsea, hoping to, live out his dream and accomplish what he always wanted to accomplish at Chelsea. But then look at the likes of people like El Nino. El Nino is a perfect example. When Torres went to Chelsea, I thought that was a brilliant move.
Yeah. Abramovich really wanted him. That was an Abramovich signing.
It was a brilliant move.
Yeah.
So then maybe it's not even Werner the problem, and Chelsea the problem, because Torres was missing chances like what Werner missing today.
Oh yeah, he was that man. You chance. Couple people
Yeah,
in there.
crazy man.
Jolly says here, and his technical ability talking about Lewandowski is crazy too. But he scored for Poland. He had
Yeah,
75
true.
goals for Poland. Lewandowski doesn't have anything to prove. He scores for Poland. He scored for Dortmund. But really, think about it. Look at Lukaku. Lukaku been banging in goals like crazy. That's why I asked, why is he on that level? And here Neil talking about Costa. Costa didn't do
Mhm.
too bad at Chelsea.
No, he
There
didn't.
you
Really
go.
and truly, it was Drogba and
Mm,
Costa. And really and
mm.
truly, that's it.
Okay. One other
Rashford didn't
enigma
live up.
in the
Elneny didn't
Champions.
live up.
One other enigma I want to throw at you in the Champions League section, guys. We got Martin Charlton in the building. Long time no see, man. We need to get you on the show. All right, what's up, lads? All right. So let me see now. Thomas Mueller. How do you guys explain him? If you actually check his Champions League goals, if you actually think about him as a player, he just and seems to succeed over and over and over again. Is he just good because of Bayern, or is he good because he's just good?
You just good.
She's just good.
Lewandowski just good. The name says it all. Lewandowski.
Now I'm talking
You're
about
talking about
Thomas
Muller.
Muller. Muller.
Oh,
I'm talking about
Muller.
Muller.
Sorry, Muller.
Yeah.
Oh,
You have the
Muller.
legacy of his father, but I mean,
Hmm.
could he succeed in another team? Where does he play? Is he a striker? Is he
No, he
centre
plays
forward?
Cam.
Is it Cam? Cam is he? Yes, he is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Cam in
he
the
equaled De Bruyne's record, the assist record in the Bundesliga.
Okay, all right. So you think that he
Yeah.
could come over to any English team right now, start and succeed?
Not no.
Some,
Muller old.
well, kind of old now, but
Yeah,
Even when
Muller
he was
old now.
young, why wasn't he
some,
ever?
yeah.
I
Prime
think
Mueller,
Prime
see,
Muller would
go
strive
ahead.
in any league. Honestly.
So you're telling me, so okay, you're telling me Prime Mueller was considered one of the best number tens or number cams in the world?
I don't say the
Yeah.
best, but he's consistent with it. Like
Yeah, I
he
would say so.
isn't he like
Honestly,
the second highest goal scorer in
Mm,
the World Cup history
I would
or
say
something
so
like that?
because of exactly
mm,
what Memphis just said. He's consistent
mm,
with it. You see, people like
mm.
Mueller, until they got to a certain age and they really had like crazy numbers, they never really got the respect they deserved. Because again, Mueller is like a Jordan Henderson. He's not that
Hmm.
flashy, flary type player, but
Okay,
he
okay,
does his job.
okay,
He
okay.
does his job though.
Okay, next question, guys. Is this the end of Barcelona? After a 3-0 loss to Bayern, was it just Bayern or was it the team? They had 5 shots, they had 0 on target, 48% possession. They had all their players on the pitch. I mean, their lineup, by guys, basically was just Depay, De Jong,
And kids.
Jordi Alba was playing further up the pitch. I mean,
Bro, Barca needs a coach.
Pedri. I
This
mean, what's going on here, guys? What's
Barca
going
needs a
on in
coach.
Barca? Have they lost
this is what you
themselves?
call this is what you call mismanagement to the core. Because we can
Mm,
remember Barcelona as a powerhouse, not just for names, but they've been winning trophies. And with
yeah.
trophies, you get some bit of revenue coming in. But then when you look at their books, that's a mess. So inevitably, that
Mm,
this was going to happen. It was going to come
mm,
crumbling down sometime. And I must say, it's surprising how far the drop off is. It
mm.
just when you
Yeah.
think of Barcelona right now, I don't even think that Barcelona Bayern game, when it was Tuesday or Wednesday, whenever it was, got the hype it would have, or
No.
it's used to have it. Because
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think anybody looks on Barcelona now as
Mm-hmm.
Barcelona.
It's
Mm.
just a
Maybe they
Is
should
practice.
even
that
start right now with Levante.
what I had
Yeah.
to do with? What I had to do
Wow.
with basically the amount of debt they had, or just because they lost Messi? How much of an impact did Messi leaving have on that Barca team?
A
A
massive.
one man.
They'd have probably
Mm.
lost
That's massive.
3-1 instead of 3-0.
Yeah.
Mm. Okay.
Yeah,
And
Messi.
and
Messi would score some crazy free kick or something and still be the highlight of everything, even though they lose.
and I
Zach,
mean to say with this,
yeah.
with
Mm.
the Barcelona, they're trying to implement back their youth system and try, to lament
Good
back,
luck.
bring back the academy. But I think now
Yeah.
it's kind of too late because you're trying to bring all these young players in at once, and we know you need a little mix of experience. And right now
Mm.
you don't know where the club is. They're trying to get the experience back in, but they want
Mhm.
youth, but they not find the balance with it.
Mm-hmm.
I guess
I
more that's
think
what happens when
major
you
factor.
mismanage your club. When you mismanage your club and you can't buy the experience to match your to help your young players, then you're forced to play all young players. Like you remember when Fergie did it in '92 with Beckham and Giggs and everybody coming through and scores and so forth. He still had older players there that
Yep.
could mentor the young boys coming
The
up.
younger
But
ones, yeah,
we're
agree.
looking at this team. You have PK in there, Ter Stegen, you have Busquets. That's it. Really,
Well,
I
when
mean,
you really think about it, right?
yes.
Oh, Barca really fell off now. Because if you think about it, teams like Barca and
Mhm.
Real Madrid are not teams that are known for developing talent. They're
Yeah.
teams that are known for going around, buying all the best players in the world, stockpiling them,
Ready.
with some of them not
Right.
even ever getting a chance. So
Hmm.
now this is why now they're in the position they're in because Barca has talent, regardless
Yeah.
of how much they're falling off. Barca has talent, but they don't know
Hmm.
who. Half the players have never even gotten the opportunity to play. They really don't know. That's wild. They really don't know. Honestly speaking, Barca has really fallen off, and it's poor management from the top right down.
Poor
And then
management.
also,
Right.
I think I really listen. Ronald Koeman and Barcelona,
Hmm.
that just doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound right. It doesn't look right. I don't know.
I
I
think
feel like
Joe. I think Joe is gonna have to rethink or how we structure our mind to think now of how Barcelona is. They're just
Yeah,
yeah,
not that
we do.
Barcelona we
We
knew
do.
before.
we knew before too.
Maybe,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
maybe we probably won't last for a long while.
Let me get Zach in here. Zach Michael says, Mueller is a player who's always in the right place at the right time. Not the greatest, but he's consistent with what he does. Consistency is his thing, and man, he's definitely living up to his legacy. If he has any
Josh,
children, feel sorry for them. Go ahead.
Josh, I was talking to Sukwa earlier this week, and I think it's coming out of the show Monday, and we're talking about Lewandowski, and I think it could put Muller here too. I think
Hmm.
some players, and this is why I think Joe has said this too, that Lewandowski can come to the Premier League and replicate what he has done. Because when you look at him and his goal scoring niche, the goalpost is not going to ever move. So when he picks
Mm.
up the ball in a particular area, the goalpost not moving. He just has to know what he just has to just kick the ball because it's right now it's muscle memory. And for Muller, it's about space. It's about operating in the right space
Yeah.
and not looking not being around the players who can defend him because he's not blessed with tremendous strength or pace.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah,
pure
that's true.
mental.
Yep.
Mm. Let's run
Yep.
off. Let's run off of that point that you made about Shaq about strength. I saw a comment somebody made on the FIFA rankings, and yeah, we're FIFA fans generally, not talking about the organization, but about the video game. And they were saying that
But
how is it that Busquets have more strength than Cristiano? And they showed a picture of both of them, a skinny looking Busquets, with no chest, and Cristiano flexing. Y'all explain that to me, man. How is it that that's the case that Cristiano has less strength than
So, yeah.
Busquets?
I
So
He
you
mean,
want
doesn't
to
have
have
he doesn't have
explain
he
that?
doesn't have less he doesn't have less strength. He doesn't have less
Okay, go
strength.
ahead. FIFA
He
expert
has a higher
Memphis.
he has a higher physical stat, as in the base stat. Well, but when you look into the physicality stat, the breakdown of it, you have stamina, you have jumping, you have
Hmm.
aggression, and
Hmm.
you also have strength. So the
So you
physical
telling
stat may be
Busquets,
higher, but in
Busquets,
terms of
Busquets, Busquets can jump higher than Cristiano, and
no,
he
but he
can
probably has more aggression.
yeah,
also
Right,
because it's,
aggression
Stamina.
it's
makes the
also
most of
based
it.
it's also based on position. You would expect that a defensive midfielder would have more physicality and
yeah, that's the algorithm, man.
that's how the algorithm is, man. I believe it's more that because
So
I
how?
cannot believe that there's somebody there that's sitting down, literally taking their time and putting in these numbers because that is a
Mm.
different level of dunce.
There it is.
Honestly,
Come on, people here. On previous point, Drew has a point. The same way how Martin Brathwaite being the number 9 for Barker doesn't sound right. I know, right? It doesn't sound right. After the days of MSN, it just feels like everything changed. All right. We have here Jonathan Scooter says, "Well done, Shaq, in topping the
You're done now.
USL
You're
fantasy
done now.
first round. Definitely big ups to Shaq with that. starting off real hot. We all know he could fantasy genius. He just likes to play it down. All right, moving on. Let me see here. A couple people here get some very good points throughout here. Um, uh, we have some fans just randomly coming in for some other special people, but it's fine. Welcome to Island Fans. We talk football here. We talk all sports really, but tonight we're talking football. All right. So that's that. Okay. So Suka here saying,
Hey, Josh,
about-
Josh, sorry.
Put up the names.
How the comments set up? It sound like that man shouldn't come for free up Friday, and not
tell you,
tonight.
boy. Yeah, you're on the wrong night. Right. All
Got the
this
comments
talk.
really speed up.
Oh man, the comments is the free on Friday kind of comments. Lord of mercy. Anyway. We'll talk after. Actually, as a group, we'll talk after. Anyway, the team looked disappointed with Messi gone and didn't expect to be that difficult in the transition period. It usually is. It's tough. It's tough to see this. All right, and we see here, as I'm saying, we boycotting FIFA this year. All wrong stats this year.
We
All right. I was gonna do it.
Yeah,
No,
yeah, that.
I will back that one as well.
Done downloaded.
I was gonna do it. I legit was gonna do it, man. But
No man,
I know.
Peter,
Them I
every
know.
year people
I already
complain about the
downloaded,
rating.
man.
Yeah, but we see the problem is, Asma, we don't have an alternative. If we did, we could
Yo,
go, but we
I
don't
played
have
PES for
to.
the first time yesterday, right?
Yeah,
And
right.
stress.
that's
Oh
that's the
boy.
next level headache, boss.
Yes,
The
yes,
thing,
yes.
the last time you see me boycott FIFA, I got
Uh,
past the pre-order stage and
mhm.
2 weeks into FIFA, and I
Couldn't
couldn't do
make
it.
it.
Couldn't do it. You couldn't do it.
Couldn't
Yeah,
make
I
it.
Couldn't
know.
make it.
And the thing is, no.
Dried up and try, bro.
If you are a FIFA, you're all have FIFA fans. You are at that moment when you're playing the game and you just want to fling a control in the wall. Everybody, of course, felt that, right?
Yeah,
Just
man.
this
No,
feeling of just like, felt that?
Especially when you play pro
I don't
clubs.
rage. I don't
Oh,
rage,
What
bro.
And you
sadly I
play
oh, you
can't
don't
ball,
relate
rage.
to that.
I'm on the kick of the ball.
Yeah, like
I have
how we
felt
play.
that.
I play pro clubs and Memphis to play cam, and Memphis to pass to everybody except the striker. And then when he gets
Let
Well,
me
stuck in
hear
the
about
box
Munchie.
outside,
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about, right? Because you're not the striker.
um, Christoph says here, what's the UCL fantasy code? Shaq is gonna get that to you in just a few minutes, right, Shaq?
Yeah.
All right, so he's gonna do
Yo, my
that.
setup shot
All
there, right?
right. A couple people here says he's used to it. Akani says here, eFootball releases the day after FIFA 22 and it's free.
The
Nobody wants to
before.
play that, Akani. All right. Or the
Yeah,
day
but it's
before. Day
awful.
before. Yeah, it's pretty bad. All right, so this is why it's bad because that's the relic of PES, basically.
But FIFA technically comes out on the 22nd.
Of what? September?
Yeah. Yeah, access is the 22nd.
EA access.
He
I
has
might
the
add now.
22nd.
Wow. Okay. All right. So
Okay.
FIFA fan, and we actually plan to play a couple of FIFA games, PlayStation and Xbox, on the show. Maybe a couple of Pro Club games just to see how. I want to see what kind of player Drew is, and if Memphis can tell me
You
the kind
know,
of player he
you
is.
don't want to make Shaq an embarrassment.
Oh wow. Okay. All right.
Wow.
It's like that.
Yeah, man, we play deep. We play deep, boy.
Something happened because I know I've been out of the game a little bit. Something happened more you want to share.
Sorry, where do you, Josh?
Nah,
I'm clinical
you
strike
tried
coming
this
there.
me a little while ago, so I had to come back with one, Can't let it slide
What's
on.
Josh, you don't know me. You don't know me the talisman of that. You don't know
done
me
now?
whenever me you take the team you take. That's all I gotta say.
But y'all seem to be doing pretty well without me. I guess I wasn't that needed at all. So it's fine. It's fine.
Of course, Sancho moment for FIFA
See,
21.
you see, come on, bro. This is
Sancho.
the part where you come in and you make a positive comment. Like, yeah, man, I need you on the
Don't
wing there or
worry,
something.
okay, don't worry, right? We will fire the manager and whatever, and
Uh-huh.
all them things. FIFA 22, we're ready to go again. Full on Division 1 in the first week.
All right, we have Asma says here, let's have a tournament. My money is on me. Okay, Asma seems to be pretty good.
Oh wow, we set that up. Yo, we gotta do it online or in person. But I have to wait till the country open up. and the Delta variant gone,
That's
though.
open up the ground.
So
Yeah,
next
that's
year,
true. But we
Yeah,
true.
Joe can set up the venue for us. You don't know.
Oh Lord of mercy. Anyway,
Right,
yeah,
right,
leave Joe alone.
right
Okay,
now,
let's talk to.
right now the venue under microscope.
When hasn't it been?
Let's talk EPL, guys. Let's jump right into it. All right, once the fans in the here, everybody's here.
Josh, before you do
Um,
that,
Good boss. Yep, there you go, Christoph. That's the fantasy code
shout out to Joe, by the
UCL
way.
fantasy code. Why are we shouting out
it's
to
a
Joe?
draw.
Yeah, is it Joe? Joe who sent it in the chat? Yeah, it
Oh,
was
okay,
Joe.
yes. Oh, yeah, it's true. Yeah. All right, didn't notice that. Yeah, Asma says online. Yeah, we're gonna post it online. We got some team. We have an Island fans team. Maybe
Yeah,
Asma, you can bring your own team. With Island fans for PlayStation and Island fans for
Chat,
Xbox.
the moment join, the higher I'm coming on.
Hey, good to Munchie to hear that. Munchie to hear that. Munchie to hear that. Go ahead, Josh. Let's all
All
start talking
right.
with some. Oh boy.
Yeah, let's do that. All right, so um let's talk some of the games. So we only got 15 minutes or so. So let's highlight some of the key games. I'd say this is a good one. Burnley versus is Arsenal coming off of a win there. Burnley coming off of a loss, having nearly won. They were 20 minutes away from winning, maybe less than that. You know, what you say, Shaq? Joe, y'all winning this? The win streak going,
Yep.
right? This is the
Yeah,
first
man,
of
we
a
gonna keep it
six-game winning
going.
streak.
We gonna keep it
What's
going. We gonna keep it
okay?
going. I have no doubt. I have no doubt. I like the team that we started the other day with, and I'm just hoping. I've heard about any fresh injuries, so I'm
Mhm.
hoping that I can see that team out again starting. And I really think that we'll even score more than one goal. We'll score more than one goal this time around. We had
Okay.
30 shots the last time. 30
Wow.
shots.
I only scored one.
And only
Wow.
scored one. Only had six
Okay.
on target.
hmm
But it's an improvement because the last time we had 30 shots, we lost the game.
Facts.
Interesting.
Facts.
Interesting
That's
stat.
facts.
Drew, what about you? What's your prediction for this game?
I'm expecting a win. However, it'll be a test for the defense, especially with the new pairing. Well, not necessarily for Gabriel, but more for Ben White, Tomiyasu, to see how they deal with the physicality of Chris Wood and so on. Because them man big, them man strong, and them man go play physical football, the hold up, and so that will be the only test really for me. But apart from that, we should be able to outplay
Oh,
and beat Burnley. However, and then plus, Xhaka is still out this game, so the likelihood of a red card has also decreased. So
Wow.
you know,
Talk about
um,
reputation.
yeah, I think
Mhm.
I expect us to beat Burnley. Honestly speaking, right, it's a 2-0.
Okay, 2-9. Memphis, you're the troller. What's the score line for this game?
I'll troll aside, Burnley my relegation picks, but
Okay.
I don't think any team has been relegated without winning a game. So 1-0 Burnley still.
Oh, wow, you say all that to 1-0 Burnley. Okay. All right. Let's get another one in.
Man.
Moy, Man City Southampton. You're gonna knock them 6?
5. No,
5.
no, they get
Ooh.
them 4. I see Man City scoring 4 goals at least.
Mm.
And after the performance in the Champions League, I really hope we're better defensively because in one game we have conceded more than in the last 4 games gone in the Premier League so far, or 3 than
Yeah.
than what we conceded in the Premier League so far. So I think we need to tie up that notch in the back line and go from there again.
Awesome. Definitely, yeah. That's pretty. Yeah, well, I hope so. For your sake, for the Premier League's sake, the more goals, the better. The Premier League gets more views and
Wait
so
there.
forth.
Might
Yeah.
I be careful? I'm urging you all to be
Let's go
careful
5.
this weekend if you are putting City players in your team
hmm
because everyone is fit and we all know who Pep is, okay?
Very true.
So
That's
Mike, tell me
extremely true.
who for triple captain? Since you say 5,
Uh,
you're not them. Triple captain
I mean,
Mares. Ferran
I don't know,
Torres.
Well, they
boy.
said
Man,
triple
I don't think
captain
he might
Pookie
start now.
last week.
Gundogan.
So
I don't. I honestly don't even know who could tell you, boy, because I don't know who could start from what.
So you
I know
believe
Kyle
you
Walker
believe
should
Grealish will
start.
start?
She should.
Okay.
Sorry, is this that?
I don't think so, you know.
let me just push this in right now, guys. Remember the deadline is earlier. The game is tomorrow. So it's not the Saturday
Wait, what?
deadline, Saturday morning
There's a
deadline.
game
Yo,
That's
tomorrow.
true.
We
yo.
have
Yeah,
Premier
he's
You're
League
right.
game
supposed to,
tomorrow.
fellow.
He's right.
You're supposed to
Newcastle
keep that
leads.
information to yourself.
I'm saying
Fantasy is
Newcastle
all
believe
about
leads.
in still,
competition.
man.
Memphis
Right.
bad minded.
If the boy bad minded,
Competition for who?
Fantasy.
Man.
Memphis United in
oh,
competition with anybody.
shots fired.
Wow. That's how you feel?
Shots
That's how
fired.
you feel?
Oh,
What
wow.
this be the first fantasy ahead of me?
Shots fired.
What this be the first
Yeah.
fantasy
Yo,
ahead of me?
The man choose violence to
you're
go
just
out,
killing the
boy.
Memphis. You're
No
killing the
aggressive.
Memphis.
Let me see. What Memphis there?
Oh man. Okay. All right, Joe.
Memphis,
If you're trying to find Memphis, just go a
30.
couple places below yourself.
Memphis in the 33rd. Me there 38.
See, I was right. There we go.
Let me see. That
All
was
right.
more there 30th. Ah, that's so
Yes,
Let me-
far.
we all close together, fellas. Let's go. We can reach the first if we combine the points.
Ah, that's so far. Come on with things.
Oh man. Okay.
Shot down there 300 points. Murder.
Yeah, boy. Shaq,
All
we're up
right.
there, man. Shaq is the king. The man in the top three
Look,
for
you
EPL.
see,
He number one in UCL. I hear the king, though. I hear the king. I hear the boss.
no, you see, yeah, Josh, when your parents in your school, you have to learn your lesson. Couple days now, me so go attack. So me just drop. Just a drop the knowledge.
Wow.
That's all.
See,
Uh,
smart.
Look, you see the man
Listen,
say,
me.
if I didn't
there we
mention that
go.
deadline to start today, he won't be mentioning it tonight. I only learn
Listen,
from the
me.
best.
If what?
Listen, me and your Arsenal compatriots and you have to share the
So,
information and the
so
knowledge.
sharp.
That's true. You had Joe Dog there.
That's what
You
I'm
know,
saying.
Dog there.
one
That's why I'm
yeah,
saying it now,
right.
Joe.
Yeah, right.
So
Wow.
sharp. You counting the assist on Sukwa?
Where mean?
What?
I told him that today. I told him that. It's a system man give me. I want a joke. Who could tell
Let
me,
me see.
he'll tell me, not this week. You don't put Lukaku in your team this week. That's what he said.
Okay, we're gonna get to that in a second. So we triple captaining Salah. It's Crystal
Yeah, man.
Palace.
This is the game. Salah has, I think, 4 goals and 3 assists in his last
Wow.
4 games against Crystal Palace.
Can we start since?
Oh.
Okay. All right.
Well, we take
All right,
over
Tim
Didn't he
fans,
score
there you go.
Didn't he score 3 of them last season?
I don't know. I don't know when he scored them. I was just
All
looking
right.
for some stats the other day because I was watching this show on YouTube, and that
So
was
shall
one of
we
them that came up.
What about Vardy? You know, some people taking out Antonio when they want a striker. Vardy against Brighton. No?
Vardy's 10 point something. So if you take out Antonio, I don't think you can afford Vardy.
Yeah,
I
because
know.
Antonio is 7
I'm
points.
telling you,
Yeah,
can. He's 7.2.
Yeah, well, if you have that, then yeah,
If you
you
do.
can throw in
Yeah.
Vardy. It's a
But
good
look,
shout.
That's the glues.
I don't have confidence.
Hey,
They
Brighton
threw
unbeaten,
away
ain't
lead
it?
again today.
Yeah, they
Yeah, and the thing, and
Yes.
the thing is, they scored the 2 goals first. No, they scored 2 goals first, and then just throw away the game. I get the chokes as per usual.
Just love how Liverpool's playing at the moment. It's going to be hard to beat us. Love the defensive side. Really do. If we keep it up, it's going to be hard to beat us. Yeah. It's going to be
Pick up
hard.
in right there, just as he bring in defensive side. Because I love Trent Alexander-Arnold and he's been doing wonders for me in fantasy. But did y'all see his performance yesterday? Both goals came from his side.
This
And for the
yeah.
first goal especially, I think he was at fault. A lot of people are looking at Mate, but I think if he just goes back and make and recreate the 4, then I think Rebish doesn't get that space. That's just my opinion.
Good point. Why don't they just switch to a 3 back and just give him the wing back side and just tell him do your thing?
Because then they lose the midfield.
That's what I thought.
They don't have the players for 2 in there.
That's what I thought. All right. Let's talk West Ham United. No Antonio. That's out. How much of a loss is he in this game, or West Ham still take the points?
It's a
The
figure
only the only
last.
thing I'm the only thing I'm thinking here, guys, is I don't know. Yeah, there won't be much of a whole up play. I don't know if they can be more fluid, and that could
Mhm,
cause problems. But
mhm.
I would still have United winning this game.
Yeah, me too. I actually took
Which United?
Benrahma out because the fact that Antonio was going to be out. Because I feel like if you really pay attention to West Ham, a lot of their attacks,
Run through Benrahma.
Antonio is a
Yeah.
very vital part of it. So I don't
So
see them winning.
Memphis, good point, Joe.
Yes, sir.
Definitely, they need those two players to be in tandem. You lose one, he may lose all.
Yep.
Memphis, tell me that. How much pressure is Ollie on to win this game after people saying, that he's incompetent with the Champions League? So going into this game, does he need to make a statement?
Well, it's another away game, and he's currently has the record for the longest unbeaten streak
Good point.
for away games. So I don't really think there's that much pressure on this game. There will be
Hmm.
pressure on the next Champions League game, though. But for this game, I think based on how we set up being an away game,
Hmm.
West Ham would. Then again, it depends on if David Moyes tries to sit back. But I think West Ham are going to try to attack since they're at home, and United like to counter attack with the pace. And Rashford in training today. Yeah, Marshall, Ronaldo, Greenwood, them kind of players. And Pogba like the first time ball at the top, so I think they're gonna catch them in behind, and Ronaldo's gonna score.
Okay, you heard it here first from Memphis. Let's see if it happens. What's your scoreline?
3-1 United, because we're
3-1
not keeping a
United.
clean sheet once Maguire on the field.
And as usual, the Maguire bashing continues. Okay, last game, guys. Tottenham versus Chelsea. The feature match, I would say, of the weekend. We got Nuno versus Tuchel. Everybody probably would expect Tuchel to win. Nuno's coming off of a loss, but he did win Manager of the Month. What y'all expect from this game? Let's start Moy.
Um, I expect Chelsea, based off of form, I expect Chelsea to come with a victory again. Even Tottenham game today, they didn't look all that convincing against Swens. Swens, I think that's what the team is. They draw
Right.
2-2 today. And I mean, it's at the moment you cannot count out Lukaku. Lukaku is coming up everywhere, getting in Chelsea's goal. So I think he should be a prime target to stop for them. And I think Tottenham need to just go and try and make their chances count. And it should be a fun game. But expect Chelsea to come away at least a 3-1 victory.
3-1. Okay. Shaq, what do you think? What's your scoreline?
I think it's a draw. Thinking maybe a
Mm,
1-1 draw or even a 0-0 draw. But I'll go for 1-1.
I agree with you that I think Tottenham will score first. They just Nuno's he's gonna put a lot of man behind the ball. What about you, Joe? What do you think on this?
Yeah, I'm thinking more of a draw, a Chelsea win, but there's not going to be no big win because we watch how both Chelsea and Tottenham have the reputation this season that they're not teams that concede a lot of goals. Because, for example, we'll talk about the fact that they conceded goals last week, but that was after a red card. So it's expected, and it's a red card to a defender. And then Chelsea, we know, is not an easy team to break down. So I believe it'll be a very cagey game. Um, so I'm looking at a 1-0 Chelsea win, a 1-1 draw. But at the same time,
Question.
I'm not ruling out a Spurs win now because, to be honest, if the Spurs that showed up against Manchester City
Hmm.
I have to
shows
use
up,
uniform.
just stop going somewhere. You know how I go. If the Spurs that showed up against Manchester City shows up, I think they give Chelsea a run for their money.
Question.
Fair enough.
Is Son is back. Son is back, correct?
Yes. I
I
Yeah,
don't know.
have no idea.
I,
yeah, he
okay.
should be.
But last week versus what the name? Last week versus Chelsea. Aston Villa, I think we could fairly say Mendy kept them in that game. Now, Joe, you
Yep,
said that Chelsea is hard to break down, and I would agree to you. Tuchel had them have them well drilled,
he
but
does.
Aston Villa did that with ease. I should say last week. Why or what? How could Tottenham do that this week? That's for
I
anybody.
mean, yeah, but Aston Villa did do that. However, I mean, we can also say that each team is entitled to a bad game because we've seen it even last season where they went on that run where they weren't conceding any goals. They were a hard team to break down. They were winning games by 1-0, 2-1, and so on because they weren't conceding much. But then they had those bogey games against um who was it they played? They had like a few bogey games even after that, even against us. Because remember we went there and we beat them too. So
Yeah, we did the double.
yeah. So
Yeah, but
even that,
what Neil is saying here too, I read about this too. Aston Villa did that with mistakes from Saul, fix up Shaq. I mean, I think you make a good point here that
that's true.
Saul did not have, well, he
A
hasn't
good
had the
game.
best of starts so far to the Premier League. He's still trying to get with the pace of the game, and I noticed that there's not enough, not saying there should be hate, but there's not enough hate going his way, unlike other players, maybe like Grealish or Sancho. But we can leave that for another discussion. But I do have one thing as we end the show. One question I want to
He's
ask
played
everybody.
one game. He's played
That's the
45 minutes.
Same thing.
after.
Same thing. We go for say.
Yeah, but after Grealish first game and he didn't score, everybody was like 100 million. And after
Yeah,
Sancho's first game, it's like I thought he was supposed to fix United, and he
yeah,
did
but
nothing.
Grealish one is a
Uh,
Premier League proven player who was
mhm,
playing for Aston Villa and dominating there. So the expectation was that hey, it's a quick fix. He doesn't need to adapt to the league. So you
mhm.
expect him to go there and perform. The criticism was also unfair because it's just because he didn't score. Because in his first game, Grealish was probably the best player on City's field. In terms
Yeah.
of in terms of Sancho, I mean, Sancho's criticism is because
Bundesliga.
of how poor he has been. He hasn't been having decent games. He has just been poor.
Well, I think that actually a lot of people attribute that more to his lack of fitness and getting into the team itself. I think Oli is trying to run him into form, like they used to do with Rooney back in the
Possible.
day. You know,
Possible.
but Saul just came off the La Liga champions where he was starting. So
Yeah, the man till junk off the championship, man. So go and see the man.
Last question, guys. Somebody asked me this the other day, and I couldn't answer, and I know it may be a sin to ask, but I'm gonna ask everybody this, so that just to see what you guys think. It's not that big of a question. Don't worry, Memphis. Okay, it's simply this: if you could support another team in the Prem, who would you support?
What?
If you could support, I know, right? You just feel like, but your spirit, you're like, how could I even do that? If you could support another team in the Prem, who would you support? Fans, let us know what you think. If you have a team, who else would you back? Saying I would
Another
easily
top six
back
team
this,
or just a team?
Just a team.
just a team, just a team in the Premier League. Who would you back wholeheartedly? In this game, give everybody a couple of chances to think.
Personally,
Go ahead, Chuck.
last year the team other than Arsenal I enjoyed watching was
Mhm.
Aston Villa. I loved how they played last season. So based on that, I'd go with them. I'd go with Aston Villa.
Okay, all
I
right.
love the midfield. Love the midfield and Ings
Mhm.
and Watkins. Yeah man. I'd go with Aston Villa.
Okay, Jonathan Sukwe says he's a Chelsea supporter. You back Liverpool. Okay, I think
You.
Omija is a United supporter. I think, and he says that
Yeah,
he'd support Chelsea. All right. Yeah, I can think. Well, who asked him to support Liverpool, right?
Liverpool.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he says honestly, Arsenal. With all the hate you give Arsenal, I did not expect that at
Man,
all.
plenty,
I just see
plenty
no
of them a
stress.
secret. Plenty of them a secret admirer. I'm gonna fool them.
Ah, boy. Shaq love how Grealish played, not Villa. All right. Monchi said he'd support the Foxes.
Mhm.
Okay, he's a Man City supporter. Christoph, I don't know who Christoph back. Everybody can tell
Chelsea.
me.
That
Think it's
Chelsea.
Chelsea.
Chelsea said
There's
he'd
a
back
Chelsea
Man U.
fan.
Okay. Chelsea fan O'Neill said he'd support
Like this.
Leeds. All right. And then Asma
Mm.
backs up his point and says, no joke aside, Arsenal. What you said, Joe? Have you thought of your answer yet?
Well, no, it was easy for me. For me,
Was he?
it was two teams. It's between two teams, to be honest.
Okay.
And those two teams would be Liverpool and Leicester City. I like how Leicester City is run, and I like the story behind them,
That's
and the fact that it's not a bunch of big name players. It's just regular players who come together and
Mhm.
play football the right way as a unit. So for me,
Okay.
and so I think Leicester City would edge them. If you asked me this a few years, maybe 5 years ago, it would have been Liverpool because the two teams that I used to enjoy watching the most when I first started watching football was Arsenal and Liverpool, but I chose Arsenal.
Okay. Memphis, what about you?
I have no idea. Probably Leeds.
Probably Leeds. Wow. Okay. I don't even know. I'm not even going to ask that. Right? But before we get to Moy, Monty says here, I'd rather support Trump than Arsenal. How Trump gets into here tonight is a crazy night for real, but we got
Tell
some
you, man. Madness.
characters in there, boy.
Madness.
Oh man, Julie says I like Everton. What about you, Moy? Who would you support if you weren't supporting Man City?
He probably support
United.
United.
Yeah, I would. I know he was going to say that, and I back that. I think I would support United.
He's
If I was,
coming back home.
You should. I told Newton that the other day when we see you
You'd
like
support
Cristiano.
let's not
United?
put it.
He
Let's
used to
not put
support
it like
United.
that.
You'd support United?
What happened? We don't. No judgment. No judgment.
I
Bro,
supported
as a
United.
Manchester City fan,
Let me
you have
give
the
y'all. Let me give
audacity to
y'all the
say that?
breakdown. Let me tell y'all how it is.
Jeez.
I was growing
uh,
up. Football was there. United was being talked about the most. As my older brother. You have United, and they was the top team at the moment. So you just went
yeah.
with the flow.
No, 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 no,
Then
no,
I
no,
watched
no,
some
no, no, Moy.
football.
You have Shaq is your older brother too, and Arsenal had their glory days during the United days.
No,
The two of them were the top team. What happened?
no, but
But
He is too
Moy
young,
was
man.
probably a
By the
baby
time,
back then.
right,
Okay,
yes,
during
okay,
round
my
oh
time growing
04,
up,
round oh 04,
United
Moy
was the
was
more
only 5.
dominant team.
okay,
Yeah,
okay, okay,
Moy was only
okay,
5.
okay. Makes
United
sense.
He
was
was
more
in the same day,
dominant
he
with
would have been at
with
Chelsea.
Rooney, with Rooney and those type of players.
Hmm.
Then that one day fell in love with Man City from my heart. It was from
From the
the bottom
money.
of my heart. I never turned back.
The fans
Yo,
in
but
them
for
boys
real,
being surprised, boy.
let me ask
Bro,
Akani.
I said
Akani
this
See,
supports,
wild.
Akani supports
Spurs.
Tottenham right now.
Is
I
that
really don't
what
know
is
how deluded you could be to support Tottenham right now. But then, who would you support? Because you can't get worse than Tottenham. So who would you support? That's
mm.
for Akani.
Okay, all right,
Yeah,
Connie, let
that's
us
good.
know. You really can't get worse than Tottenham. Maybe, I
why?
can't even think
Why
about
are you
He
that,
saying
said
boy.
Tottenham like
Chelsea.
Oh
Chelsea,
man,
okay.
oh so
he says
he's gonna
Chelsea.
do like Bird.
Stats. We, we,
Oh.
Oh,
we don't do that to people that's near Memphis. They have to be at the
oh.
show.
Shots
Nobody
All
know
Yes,
who
right, so
Bird
yes,
Bird.
is.
call them out and clip them, man, Memphis. Call them out.
Yo, well,
uh,
fun fact, another team I used to really like. They're
mhm.
not going to win nothing, but I used to enjoy watch playing week in, week out, especially end the season.
Hmm.
Sunderland.
Okay.
I
They
used
had a
to
Sunderland.
couple of
enjoy
seasons where
watching Sunderland
seasons
play
where
football,
they
boss.
flirted with top six.
Yeah, and
Sunderland.
and QPR when what's his name was in the
Oh
Premier League,
yeah.
running
But
Taras.
other
running
than
mad.
that,
Yeah, man.
you know
They're
what I
shot.
like them because this is a particular team, a particular
Mhm.
era, I should say. David Moyes, Everton. That
Everton.
was a
Yeah,
good
Yeah, I
team to
agree.
watch.
that
Yeah,
was a
That was a
solid
good team to
Everton.
watch
yeah,
growing up.
facts. That's
Yeah,
facts.
boy.
That's facts.
Baines flying down the left hand side. Hibbert centre
Baines,
back. Yeah.
Arteta, yeah, Phil
Oh
Neville.
man.
What about
Oh
it?
yep,
No,
yep,
Jagielka?
yep.
Yeah,
y'all
very
Everton.
good
remember that
players,
Hull
bro.
City team that started off one of the Premier League
I
seasons very
What
remember
I
good.
mean?
that.
The man is shell
When
me. The
them
man
bang
is
up.
shell me.
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah,
remember
yeah.
that. Were they not the team where the coach had his halftime talk on the pitch?
On the
Yeah.
That was
right,
like,
On the
From
pitch,
Yeah,
yeah.
right.
Wolves.
he always had his little
When
oh
mic
Jimmy
man.
there,
Bullard was
you know.
playing for them.
Wait,
Yeah,
that's
that's what it
that's
is.
that's that's before Maguire.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
before Maguire,
Yeah,
right?
man. Yeah,
Before
man.
Maguire.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Go
yeah.
and look
And
about.
Robertson. And Robertson was in the Hull City too, but I don't think he was
Yeah.
that time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Well, yeah. All right, we'll come to the end of the show, guys. And I want to thank everybody who supported the show tonight and all the comments in the show. It seemed like some of the craziness that happened earlier on it has settled down.
Yeah,
If you
it
don't know what I'm
Hey,
did.
talking about,
this is a good comment too.
a Newcastle on yes,
Yep.
yes, with
Yo,
Cisse and Demba Ba.
football. The
For
Chelsea fans have
real, boy.
entered the chat.
Yeah, that was a good Newcastle team. And
Tell you,
especially when
man.
you have Alan Pardew dancing on Manu pitch.
And
Tell
then
Manu
you,
pitch
lose.
bro.
I mean,
against Manu. And then
you
get
can
2-1.
understand it's Chelsea fans, because when they only came alive when the money came through. So
Yeah.
let's
Like a lot
just
like a lot of people on this show, you know.
But I
let's just
mean,
put that out
you
there,
check.
O'Neil. Let's just put that out there, O'Neil.
If it's one time, I'm gonna feel targeted when just say like other people at this show, because Arsenal never spend no money. So we don't know what
Anyway,
to talk
anyway.
about.
But I heard somebody compare
Ooh, that's
Spurs
a
and
good one.
Arsenal
That's a
in
good
terms of
one.
when they built the stadium.
True,
Go
Cabellos.
again.
Because they're saying Arsenal, when Arsenal built the stadium, they ended up selling their best players. But
Yeah.
Spurs
Right.
built the stadium and kept Harry Kane.
I
Yeah,
still
but
know
he
one
don't
more
want to
thing.
pay
You know
for
the amount of
them though.
trophies Arsenal win since Arsenal
Stats.
go Emirates.
Yeah,
No,
Come
but
on,
and so
man.
we bad
there
Rio
players
was a
wanted to pay
space
for us.
in between that. There was a space in between the trophy started coming again though.
Yeah, but then guess
Yeah,
what?
yeah,
The
yeah,
space
yeah.
between that
And
now.
we won even though we were selling our best players every season.
Rio was talking about how he saw Tottenham's training grounds, boy, and he's like, it's world class. The amount of
Yeah,
money they put in that thing, man. But yo, got Munchie here, but we gotta close with Munchie. He gets some names, but I'm talking about yeah. I remember because he was the only person that had Jonas in his name. You know that I remember
Wow.
from the EPL, so I
yo,
could never forget this dude. You
Wow.
know,
yeah, you know who may
Jonas,
trick me? You know who may trick me? You know who may really trick
for
me?
that.
Javinho.
he wasn't a bad
Forehead.
Yeah,
player.
man, we
He
bought
wasn't a
Jopinho.
bad
Man, we
player.
bought Jopinho
Javinho may
instead of
trick
buying
me,
Hazard.
boss. Javinho may
Yeah.
trick me.
Forehead boss.
But for real
Javinho,
though, Kabay was nice though.
yeah,
Kawhi
Kabay
was
was
a baller.
nice.
He
Yeah,
he
he was a
was
Kawhi was
baller.
good.
nice.
Kawhi was
He was nice. Boys, he is
Kabay
saying
was the baller for sure.
oh
Sorry, big
yeah,
guy.
definitely. Yeah, I mean, we brothers for sure made a name for
Eh,
themselves. You know, yeah, I
Mm.
like them. They were good. You know, and then boys, he is saying I think he's a United supporter. He'd back Chelsea if he's any other team. Yeah, I
I
would
am
too. I would buy. I'd do
Chelsea.
Chelsea because they have a little history before Abramovich came, and then when
before.
Abramovich came, yeah, they had a history before.
Oh
The good
yeah, that was
Johnson,
a good one.
the good Johnson, Hasselbank, your name? Yeah, Jimmy. Yeah,
That was
Well,
Abramovich.
is
Yeah,
that was
Abramovich was
Abramovich.
there already.
That was
Just
Abramovich.
that,
Casablanca and
just
stuff.
that.
They ain't have no history like that before.
Yeah, maybe before. Who
Duff
that?
and
Who
stuff.
before?
When
Yeah,
Duff and stuff
Duff.
was there. Remember when them man bring
Yeah,
in
Damien,
Robin?
Damien Duff.
Right.
Yeah,
I think that was Abramovich era, man.
tell you boy,
yeah,
wow.
I'm gonna
I
tell
think if you
Abramovich.
Yeah,
remember Chelsea, it's Abramovich.
Me try
what I
remember that
liked,
guy name. What
I
guy
guess
name
what
is
I who
from Chelsea. Oscar. Oscar now was a promising ball and the man take
yeah.
off go
I
China.
think Oscar,
Man like
Oscar just had a bet the other day. He's what? 30 now?
yeah.
Yeah,
Or
Man like
boys,
Oscar
28?
man,
take a
right,
promising
man,
Man
ball.
right,
said
boy.
he's not
Take
going to
And
money.
be
then
poor
Dimitri
again.
Payet get up and left the
Yeah,
Premier League.
Oscar wants
I
to make
agree.
his money.
I agree with him,
I
boy. Tell
agree
you
with
what,
Oscar now. I can't say I hate I
100%.
hate I hate that route.
Yeah.
True.
I can't hate
Um,
him. It's not the most romantic football move, but
Yeah.
money
Man said
talk,
he's not
right?
going to be poor
Money
again.
talk.
Man
True.
come for the trenches.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna leave it there tonight. Thank you all, fans. Make sure you come back tomorrow, all right? Because we are going to, of course, have that showdown if it's still happening, because it should still be happening. That showdown between Munchie and Thing, right? That's happening, right?
Monchi and
Well,
O'Neill, of
tomorrow.
course. Of course.
Yeah,
Didier Drogba versus Sergio Aguero.
exactly.
Tune
So you
in.
tomorrow, all right? And maybe Joe might show up for this one, and I come
With
towards
the,
the later, you know.
with the boat. With the boat. Like
Okay,
I
all
said,
right.
listen,
you said that the last time. You
you
said that
can't
the last
afford to miss this one, fans. This is the
Uh,
battle of all
You see?
battles. A wise
Once
man
you
once
leave it,
said,
Yo,
you have to
Munchie
Munchie
come,
and the
boss.
man.
Punk
Look
out
at that.
already.
Come.
once you want push forward.
Uh,
Munchie, you punk out.
what you look at your pocket for real? I
I'm
don't
not even
care.
surprised. Them boy a Gerber. I'm not even surprised.
Munchie on
Watch
the
out.
injury list.
What you say? You can't make it. Oh, well, sorry, fans. We can't.
That's
We can't. We have.
wild.
I'm
That's
So yeah,
sorry.
y'all
wild.
make Joe advertise for nothing, and the
I
boy
Tell
don't
you,
make
man.
it tomorrow.
I know I'm gonna make it there. So
That's
unless Joe
wild.
want challenge somebody, but
That's
maybe
wild.
Joe want challenge Jamal. I'm just saying.
The
Throw that
time
out
will come, man. Me and Jamal gonna have it done. The time will come.
I
Time will
think
come.
Shaq should challenge Jamal, a reasonable Arsenal
that would
fan
be
versus
that
a
would be so
passionate
good
fan.
though. That legit would be so good
But
though.
here,
You know,
that show
but
they gotta
still,
go till about 11 o'clock now. So,
You don't know me now, hush now.
you don't know.
You don't know me now, hush now. How are you
That's
doing,
gonna
Charles?
make it
I
sweet.
need
That's
about
gonna
5
make it
referees.
sweet.
Who
Oh
could be the
man.
five?
Yeah, the one
I need a 5
you,
referee.
me, you.
Five, five referee now here now. You can't come through now.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
You can't control. Now we get people like
From
Asmas.
Jamal say.
me, you, Memphis, Josh. I'll bring in Skill. Skill will be the main referee. When Skill says, shut up,
Shut up.
that's it. That's it.
Yo, that's accurate. You see, like first
Mm,
they have the girl that when they cuss and she just intervene.
yeah,
Same
Yeah,
thing
yeah,
that
yeah,
yeah.
one with the shut up.
Yeah, man.
yeah. I'm afraid. So
As
yeah,
my
we
way
need.
one debate.
Yeah. As we can take on
As
somebody
my
now.
say up for it.
Challenge somebody if you want. As we have a tell her tonight, though, right? But maybe after the show, right? But
Right.
As my chat some real trippiness now.
that is
As my like a heat
right.
freezing so. And go have a smoke mango leaf.
But if you want to challenge anybody, just let us know, right? But we will have free on Friday, and we will talk. We're talking some basketball too. Talk LeBron. We're
Yeah,
going to talk.
yeah. Mellow.
And some interesting Melo. Yeah, talk that Lakers squad
I was
and some
from LeBron case, boy.
other stuff happening in the NBA. We can talk
I
about
was
that.
from LeBron case, boy.
We're gonna talk. Yeah.
DeAndre Jordan to the Lakers. Just cool.
Yeah, we can talk about FIFA too. You can talk anything on Real Friday. We can talk FIFA, the new stuff they're doing to pro clubs and so forth.
Yeah.
We can add that as
If
well.
y'all want some pro tips on FIFA, just come to mine. He'll start you out.
Yeah, making male or female characters.
What's happening here now? What is
I don't even
here?
know.
Yo,
Okay, man.
I heard my name being mentioned. Good evening, good
Okay,
evening,
then.
good evening.
Yo,
That's
skill
it,
one time
that.
for the fans. One time for the fans, skill. One time. Just one time. One time for the fans, man. Stop going
You
to
didn't
What
know
fun?
about.
Why? No. I'm completely confused.
Hey,
You
just
I'm on
imagine.
right here. Shut up.
Imagine
That's
the
that.
game
Shut up.
Okay.
Yo, I'm old.
All right, boss. Okay. Basically, we have to end the show. But anyway, yes.
Hey. Now the guys still coming like a Lingard yesterday, boy. Boom.
Tell him, boy. Yeah, boy. About you be trying to redeem yourself. Skill, shut up and go sleep. Anyway, so yeah, let's come back tomorrow. We're talking basketball. We're talking tennis. There's some things happening in the world of tennis. We're talking, we're talking football, talk track and field. We talk everything, talk FIFA. So bring your topic. As long as we're not talking about.
Oh yeah, track and field for real. There's a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
With the whole them, rethinking certain things and so on.
Yep. But one thing for sure we won't be talking about is Memphis. We've talked enough about Memphis for the evening.
No, Memphis.
Anyway,
What is happening, dog? I don't know what happening, dog.
Just end the show.
Yes, I want you, Memphis.
I don't know what's happening.
We will talk about it in the WhatsApp group, okay? As for now, we will leave it.
We will leave it there. We will leave it there. Have a good night. Have a good night to everybody that supports Island Fans. Good night, guys.
Thank you for watching Island Fans. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you'll know when there are new videos and updates. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and like us on Facebook. Island Fans, for the passion of the game.